Yo, what's going on, man? Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show. Today is May the 5th, and we only have one game on the board for today, so it should be a relatively short show. I will break it all down for you guys, let you guys know how I'm thinking about betting it. Let's jump into it for today. So yesterday, a real quick recap, and then we'll talk about what jaXon like. Yesterday, nice day, man. Shout out to Jalen Brunson. We talked about not fading Jalen Brunson yesterday. Hopefully people did not fade Jalen Brunson yesterday. 3-point shot that was heard around the world last night. Shout out to Brunson. Knicks get the job done, plus 105 yesterday. Jalen Duren goes up and over his assist prop late. I think he started the fourth quarter with just one, but he does get the 3 for us yesterday if you had a chance to tune in. And then we didn't play the Clippers game because we had the Clippers plus 1.5 at a minus 150 price. And that was also a winning ticket yesterday as well. So 3-0 day yesterday. Still got the series bet on the Clippers to win the series at plus 150. So it'd be nice if they could go in and get one in Denver, but we'll see how that goes. They are 1-point favorites. So I guess I could potentially hedge, but I do think the Clippers are the better team too. So being 1-point favorites on the road, I'm not sure what that trend is, but I'll look into that a little bit later. 3-0 day yesterday, man. Love to see it. The playoffs overall have been good. I know we kind of staggered a little bit earlier in the week, a couple, days where we just, barely went a little bit less than breaking even. But first round has been good, man. Hopefully we can keep it going. We'll go through a couple comments and we'll talk about what jaXon likes. What up, Joseph? Says, morning, Chris. Clippers plus 1.5 games. Finally cashed. Good luck on Jalen Duren assist last night, too. Glad you cashed that, Joseph. Good luck to Duren for actually cashing it. Chad says, morning, fam. Had the Knicks money line. The Knicks over 105.5 team total last night. The over 105.5 was pretty much sweat free. The money line on the other hand almost had me throwing a couple. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. I kind of wanted to. I know people weren't going to be able to get in, but I kind of wanted to take the Knicks team total over in the first quarter. It was 108.5, like a couple minutes into the game, like 2 or 3 minutes into the game. You could just see the Knicks offense was going to be able to bounce back and score. And that's what they did, man. Brunson had damn near 35, 40 points going into the fourth quarter, man. Dude was on fire yesterday. What up, Prestigious Prodigy? Good morning. What up, Justin? Says Knicks stood on business last night for your boy. He doubled, got the double payout. He had the Knicks minus 1.5, and he took the Knicks on the money line last night. Love it. 6 unit payout in the NBA. And gave 3 back to baseball. Yeah, that's terrible. That's how it go, though. What up, Will? Says, what up, though, Chris? I cashed with you yesterday. Hurt my heart yesterday to bet on my Knicks. To bet on the Knicks, laugh aloud. Still Detroit basketball. Yeah, I mean, bright future, man. Bright future for the city. You guys will get Jay Ivey back. Jalen Duren will get another year. Hopefully, K can stay healthy. Still got the veteran leadership, with guys like Malik Beasley and Tobias Harris. I love what Detroit's building, man. I think that they embody JB Bickerstaff persona in the way, the physicality that he brings. And the Knicks, it wasn't easy, and that's the way I kind of thought it was going to be. This series was not easy as I think most people thought it would be for the Knicks, and I kind of thought Detroit had some advantages, man, for sure. But appreciate you guys for tapping in, man. Let's jump into it for today. So we'll start with jaXon as we always do, your AI sports betting buddy, consistent companion, just something that can help you, take away some of the time that you need to actually play some of these bets. So I was interested I just kind of screwed all the player props. I was like, I don't really want to talk about player props. I kind of want to talk about total. So that's what I asked jaXon for today. I said, the prompt was, what is your thoughts on the total in today's NBA game between the Warriors and the Rockets based on the other playoff games they've played? And the analysis is here. It says the total points for the game tonight for game 6 between the Warriors and the Houston Rockets is set at 203.5. At most sports books, I actually see 205, but that's neither here nor there. With some variance up to 204 and 205, depending on the book. Here's a breakdown of how the total aligns with recent playoff trends in the series. So recent playoff trends in the series, scoring trends. The first 3 games of the series were low scoring affairs, but the total stayed under 203 in each game. Game 4 saw a slight uptick, finishing at 215, while Game 5 exploded for a series high 247 points. This was driven by Houston's offensive outburst, 131 points, and Golden State's inability to contain them defensively. So then we got key factors in Game 5 high total. So Houston dominated early, scoring 40 points in the first quarter, building a massive lead. This forced Golden State to play catch-up, leading to a faster pace and more scoring opportunities. The Rockets capitalized on free throws, converting 32 of their 38 attempts, compared to Golden State's 15 to 22 attempts. This disparity added significantly to the total. Historical context: despite the high-scoring Game 5, 3 of the 5 games in the series have gone under the total set at 203.5. The Warriors are known for their defensive prowess at home, holding the Houston to under 100 points twice in the series at Chase Center. So Game 6 expectations: pace of play. Golden State is expected to slow the game down at home, leveraging their defensive strengths. Historically, they've excelled in closeout games, particularly in limiting opponents' scoring opportunities. Houston, however, will likely push pace early, as they did in Game 5, to avoid falling into a half-court battle where Golden State thrives. Key player impact: Steph Curry is playing through a thumb injury, which has limited his shooting volume in recent games. This could reduce Golden State offensive efficiency. Jimmy Butler, who's been inconsistent in the series, will need to step up offensively. His ability to draw fouls and score in the paint could influence the total. Defensive adjustments: Golden State will likely focus on containing Houston's perimeter shooters, particularly Fred VanVleet, who has been lethal from behind the arc in the last 2 games. Houston's zone defense has caused problems for Golden State in previous games, potentially leading to another low-scoring contest. Betting recommendation: given the trends and the expected adjustments, the under 205.5 appears to be the most logical play here. Here's why. 3 to 5 games stayed under the total of 203, and Golden State's defense at home has been stellar. The Warriors will aim to control the tempo and avoid a shutout, especially with Curry not at full strength. Houston's offensive explosion in Game 5 is unlikely to be repeated, as Golden State will make defensive adjustments. You can find the best odds for the under 205.5 minus 115 on BetMGM. Alternative play: if you believe Houston will push the pace and force another high-scoring game, the over 204 at Caesars offers solid value. However, this is a riskier option given the series' overall scoring trends. Bruh, trying to tell you, Jackson be on it. I couldn't have came up with a better breakdown myself. I like that. I hadn't actually read it before. I just read it out loud. I love that. I think it makes a ton of sense. I am expecting, some offensive regression from the Warriors, but yeah, that's what Jackson can do for you, man. And remember, this prompt was just as simple as: what are your thoughts on the total in the NBA game today between the Warriors and the Rockets based on playoff games they've played? And like I said, you can use this for WNBA, which starts tonight. I probably won't be betting it. We'll be watching though, but preseason does start tonight for WNBA, MLB, and everything else. Use their promo code ChrisBeCappinn with 2 P's and 2 N's. Get 50% off when you sign up. All right, now let's jump into the game. So we got the Rockets and the Warriors. Game will be played in Golden State. Golden State will be looking to avoid going back to Houston for Game 7. And what we saw in the last game was a lot of what Jackson said. Houston got out to the early lead. We cashed the first half minus the 2.5 was pretty easy bet. Going back and looking at what happened, I did get a chance to rewatch Game 5 yesterday. Houston just punched them in the mouth early, and I took a screenshot on my phone while I was looking at it, because when it got to halftime, I wanted to make sure I shared some of these numbers. So at halftime, the Rockets was shooting 69% compared to Golden State's 36%. 3-point attempts: Golden State has shot 29 threes, 10 for 29 from the 3-point line. That's not a great percentage. The Rockets were 9 for 15. I do expect some regression, like I said, from the Rockets. The Rockets were also pushing pace and forcing turnovers. They were +6 in points off turnovers. And the Warriors had also turned the ball over 10 times compared to the Rockets just 6 times. Steph and Jimmy combined for 17 points on 4 for 17 shooting. And that's where I kind of want to go with the handicap here. So if you look outside of after halftime, because the Warriors were already getting throttled. They lost the first quarter by 16, lost the second quarter by 11. So what's that? 27-point lead for the Rockets. After halftime, though, the third quarter was 31-31. The fourth quarter was 36-24. So the Warriors actually won after halftime, which you kind of expected them to make up some depth. So there's a couple things we got to talk about here. First is the injury to Steph Curry in that thumb injury. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That to me is not going to allow me to bet the Warriors minus the 5.5 in this spot. The only way that I'm looking to play the game is on the Houston Rockets plus the 5.5. Do the Warriors win? I think they absolutely can. But when I think about the Warriors, first of all, we know that the series favorite is the Golden State Warriors. So when you're betting this, if you're betting the Warriors, you're paying a premium, right? You're not going to get the Warriors at, a fair price. I want to say this is the biggest spread that they've, been laying so far this series. And I don't agree with it. I do not agree with it. This open 5, 4.5, came down to 4.5, back up to 5. And like I said, there's some 5.5s out there. I think the Rockets could potentially, find a way to win this game. And I think 5.5 is just a little too crazy. So it's Houston plus 5.5 for me, even though I am expecting Golden State to bounce back in a big, big way. I think Golden State is the better team. But when you start factoring in Steph potentially not being 100%, that to me is a little scary. I do think that Houston will try to push pace. I do think that Houston can win the rebounding battle. Even if they don't, they didn't even win the rebounding battle in the last game. They were minus 10. If their shots are falling, if Fred VanVleet can keep it going, if they're pushing pace and Amen Thompson can get out in transition, we got to remember Houston is the younger of the two teams, and the longer the series goes on, sometimes that could be beneficial. They still got a lot of veterans on their team. You still got Fred VanVleet out there. You still got a Dylan Brooks who's been around the league for a while. You still got Jeff Green in the huddle. You still got a Steven Adams out there. So I know there's some young talent. I think the young talent actually benefits them a little bit in this spot. And I'm not saying that they're gonna win, but I can't lay 5.5, especially given Golden State. Is Steph Curry and that thumb. It looked. I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but it's an injury. It's about right here, and it swelled up like a tennis ball. There's no way I want the Warriors minus 5.5. So that's my thought process as far as the side goes. As far as player prop goes, this stuck out to me. So this is a tweet from Anthony Slater, one of the better beat writers in the NBA. He covers the Golden State Warriors, have for a very, very long time. And this tweet says both Steph and Steve Kerr have said the Warriors need to get Jimmy Butler the ball more in Game 6. Kerr said he got, quote, lost in the shuffle in Game 5. The thing with Jimmy is there's nothing complicated about how he plays. You just have to get him the ball and get spaced. And I absolutely agree with that. I couldn't agree with this more from Steve Kerr. So now we take a little trip over to Outlier. Let's go look at Jimmy Butler, because this quotes like this is what you're looking for when you're trying to play NBA basketball. The first thing that stands out to me when I hear a quote like that is we need to get Jimmy Butler the ball. I think first quarter, right? So this is Outlier. There's a link in the description if you're interested in checking it out. Jimmy Butler first quarter points are listed at 4.5 at plus 108. You can see these are the 3 games that they played. Well, 4 games they played so far. Jimmy Butler did not have a point in the first quarter in the last game. 0 points. And I would have to go back and see if he even shot the basketball. But we can see game 1 in Houston. He came out super aggressive. I am expecting the Warriors to close out tonight. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be by 6 points. And I expect them to be super aggressive in a nice bounce back spot. So 6 points in game 1, 3, and 4 in game 2. We come down here, we can see the minutes. He's played, close to 10 minutes in every game except game number 2. This was the game that he got hurt in. We got to remember this was the game he got hurt and didn't come back in that game in Houston. And Houston also threw the first punch in that game. So after looking at first quarter points, I immediately go to, what does Jimmy do best? Is he a scorer? Is he a facilitator? Is he a rebounder? Then I go to rebounding, because I do think he's going to have his imprint on the game overall. You can see his rebounds are listed at 5.5. Jimmy hasn't even gotten to 6 rebounds since game 1. Only 1 game so far this series he's had 6 rebounds. I think this is the game that Jimmy goes up and over his rebounds prop as well. Jimmy's an excellent rebounder. You can see the rebound chances are down here. He had 12 in game 1. He finished with 7 boards. He had 13 in game 4. He finished with just 5, and then he had 10. Due to limited minutes, of course, we can see the minutes are right here, only 25 minutes. And I think the fact that this is juiced to minus 125 is also an indicator that the books are expected, even though Jimmy hasn't gone up and over his rebound prop in since game 1, the books are anticipating Jimmy to go down there and get some boards as well. So I like Jimmy boards over 5.5. I have not made the bet yet. The best number right now is available on FanDuel and DraftKings, always the ones that get caught slipping. Minus 125. This is, minus 145 I see on a couple other books. So I like Jimmy over his boards. But the other thing I was looking at, and I haven't bet any of it yet because I actually saw this tweet this morning. I didn't see it until this morning when I was doing some more handicapping of the game. Points plus rebounds, 27.5. This number kind of stands out to me because I think if the ball is going to be being facilitated through Jimmy, Why wouldn't it just be points plus rebounds? Why wouldn't you just combine the two? You can see he's gone over in 2 of the 4 games so far. This is the game that he got hurt, finished with just 5. Also played just those 7, almost 8 minutes in that game. And this game was a blowout, so he didn't play well at all. Jimmy is going to be the man, in my opinion, today. 42 minutes and 40 minutes. That's what I'm expecting for today's game. Game 1 and game 3, 32 and 32. And if Steph's hurt, it makes all the sense in the world, right? I like Jimmy Butler over his points plus rebounds at 27.5. And it's not to say that he can't get the assists either. I just think that Houston will be, I'm not sure how the game's going to be played from an assist perspective. Like, could he go out there and drop some assists? Yes. I kind of lean under, so I'm not sure if I want to play assists if I lean under, but I do like Jimmy Butler a lot. Those are my thoughts on the game. Let's go see what you guys are thinking about it here, and then we'll do a quick recap and jump off of here. Let's see. What up, bet at your own risk? Says he has Zubac rebounds under. Chaz's Warriors over 103.5 is probably my favorite play today. Golden State needs and wants to close out tonight. They ain't trying to go to game 7 back in H-Town. Okay. I'm not going to – I kind of feel indifferent about the total. I kind of lean under. I think Golden State could win this game and shut the Rockets down. So do they need to score 104 points? I don't think so. That's just my opinion. Real quick, let's see. The Warriors won a game 95-85. They also won a game 104-93. So if they were to come in here and close out the Rockets by playing some really good defense, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Matter of fact, in the 3 wins that the Warriors have, they only average 102 points. So that's why I kind of stay off team total when it gets this late. But don't let me talk you off. What up, Prolific? Says Pistons wet the bed last night for the last time. I needed it. I'm glad they did. What up, PZ? Appreciate you for topping in. Good morning, Tasha. What up, Bitsy? Just watching the show late. Shouting out Justin for that Clippers team total over. J-Dot says, side note, Curry averages 27 in game 6s. I like that. I like that a lot. Lord B says, I like the Rockets to cover. Me too. Only way I'm betting it. Will says Rockets on the money line, good price. Matter of fact, what is that money line price? I'm not betting against the Warriors at the crib though. From a money line perspective, plus 198 right now on FanDuel. Got the best number right now if you like the Rockets at plus money, plus 198. Malik says Curry Masterclass coming up. Okay. Patrick says good morning, you all. Love your breakdown of the games from jaXon. From Ajax Toronto. Appreciate that, Patrick. Appreciate that, my brother. Tariq says, good morning, Chris. Steph can call Brunson's ankle connect. Yeah, like Golden State team over. Yeah, he gonna need that finger, man. If y'all haven't got a chance, just Google, Steph Curry. I think he was on the way to the plane and somebody snapped a picture of it. Man, that bone is so big. They saying it's like an MCL thing. I think he'll be fine. I just don't want my money on it. And it's on his shooting hand. So yeah, it's my thoughts, man. Zane said Warriors 35-12 to the under after a loss in the playoffs, and the Warriors will close out the game at home. They don't want to go back to H-Town. That's a fact. That is a fact. Even though I am of the mindset that even if the Warriors went back to Houston, they could win in Houston too. I'm not saying that. I know that they don't want to, but they could definitely win in Houston. They've been better on the road than they've been at home as well. It's my thought process. Justin says this seems like the perfect playoff Jimmy game. Gonna tell points plus rebounds. I think that's what I'm gonna lock into, Justin. I haven't bet it yet. It just makes way too much sense to me. And we have seen, and the Warriors are kind of like old Warriors. That whole strength by numbers thing. They are a strength by numbers type team. So don't get it twisted. Thinking that this is a lock. I don't even use that word on the show because we go back to game 4 where the Warriors won and they went up commanded 3-1 lead. It was a team effort, right? This was the game that Steph only had 17 points. Jimmy Butler had 27 in that game. Brandon Podziemski had 26. He kind of disappeared in the last game. Buddy Hill had 15. It's going to be interesting to see what the rotation looks like. I know Kuminga was dealing with a migraine. If he comes off the bench or not. Moses Moody played great for them in game 6. He kind of fueled that comeback. And then same thing with Spencer off the bench until he got kicked out of the game for getting into it. But it's going to be interesting to see what he does, what Steve Kerr does with, how much he uses Gary Payton II, Santos off the bench, because the Warriors are a very deep team. They're a very, very deep team. I just like it too, Justin. I just think when I see this quote, I don't think I need to look too much farther into it, man. Especially coming off a game where he didn't score in the first quarter. I like it. I like it a lot. Riz says, "What up, Chris? What up, Riz? Hope all is well with you. Good morning, Adam. Says I'm on the Dubs and playoff Jimmy. Faith says, let's go Warriors. Come out to play. Okay. Better your own Riz says I took Sengun over his 4.5 assists. He averages 5.2 in the series. Okay. We talked about it, Riz. Hopefully I don't know if you was part of the show yesterday. We talked about not fading Jalen Brunson, man. Not no closeout game. Absolutely not. Good morning, Anthony. What up, Doms? Doms, I saw your call yesterday. I will get back to you today, my brother. Just got super busy yesterday evening. Says, morning, Chris. Draymond under his 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists is 2-0 for me this series. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. Going back to fading Draymond. Okay. Wake that ass up is right, user. Draymond 2 steals for Anthony. Jalen Green under his points, rebounds, and assists. I'm off of Jalen Green, man. I talked about it at the beginning of the series. Just fading Jalen Green every game. You would be up a ton of money fading Jalen Green. He didn't even go over in the last game. So yeah, it would be probably a look towards Jalen Green under for me again as well. I'm not trying to catch the falling knife with Jalen Brunson on his props. Sports Hustle says Warrior taking it. Will says I took Draymond over 3.5 assists at -150. The numbers don't back it up. It's just basketball eye test play with a little bit of gambling. Yeah, that's how I kind of felt about Durant yesterday. The numbers did back it up, but also his eye test, right? We talked about him getting the ball, getting to the dunker spot when he catches it at the high post or kicking to the weak corner, the weak side corner, and somebody knocking down a 3-point shot. Malik says you should watch that post game where Steph talks about that picture. Yeah, I got to check that out. I did not catch that, Malik. I did not. What up? I love us. Appreciate you for tapping in. Tasha says I like Dylan Brooks over his points prop. Leo says finally cast on the Knicks and Clippers. I don't think the Warriors are losing this game. Steph will serve the curry dish spicy and mild. Warriors to cover and win. I also like the under. So we definitely disagree on the cover. Don't let me talk you all, Chad. I'm not here to talk people off their plays because at the end of the day, we're gonna win some, we're gonna lose some. Profitability, I am profitable with the best that I make. But I'm not here to talk people off of their bets. I'm here to share my insight. Whatever y'all bet is what y'all bet. The people that rock out with me are members because I send my plays out, I send the analysis out. But it's just how I see the game. It's just I look at the numbers, y'all know how I look at games, man. What up, Brian? Hope all is well, bro. Says good job yesterday. Couple of good games. Yeah, we made some money yesterday. Hopefully we can do the same again. All right, let's jump off of here, man. Recap of everything that I just talked about. I have not made a bet yet. These are the only ways that I'm betting the games for today. Houston plus the 5.5. And real quick, one more thing I want to say about the Houston plus 5.5. These are going to be shaded. They're going to be shaded towards the favorite. Last night, the Clippers were laying 7 points at home. They did not cover. Did they win? Yes, absolutely. So Houston being able to cover this game, I think it's an absolute possibility here. I see a plus 5.5 right now on Bet365. Only way I'm looking to play this game today. Jimmy Butler, I like a lot. And I would like the rebounds and the points plus rebounds. I'm kind of torn in between. I think Jimmy maybe just taking his points, rebounds, and assists, honestly. And I don't even know what that number is, but probably something about 36.5, 33, 34.5 if you add 5.5 or 6.5 assists. I think that, matter of fact, let's just look at it real quick, and then we'll jump off here. Points plus rebounds plus assists for Jimmy Butler. I'm gonna be going back and forth about this all day. 32.5 right now is the best number available on Hard Rock, which I can't really play. 33.5 is consensus. You can get a -105 on ESPN bet if you like Jimmy Butler. That's the way I like the game, though. That's just the way I like it, man. I hope you guys make some money on whatever it is that you're betting for today. We do have we have Clippers in Denver tomorrow, and Clippers in Denver tomorrow, and then Sunday we got game 1 between Pacers and Cavs. Fun times ahead, man. Fun times ahead. I feel like a kid at the candy store, man. This is my favorite time of the year, man. Best of luck on whatever it is you guys are betting. Check the resources out, as always. The link in the description will get you all the plays that I make when I do make them. But yeah, jaXon, nice breakdown on the under. I do like that breakdown a lot. Probably going to stay off the total and just take Houston plus the points. Outlier, link in the description as well. Showed you guys how to use it. Check out Moneyballer. Check out OddsJam. All of those great things. If you're still watching, do me a favor. Hit that like button for me on the way out. Share the show. This is what I challenge you guys. Put the show in the group chat. One of your group chats. Everybody got a group chat. Just drop the link to the show in the group chat. Say, man, hey, check my guy ChrisBeCappinn out, man. Appreciate you guys for tapping in as always, man. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy the weekend as well. I'll catch you guys in the next one.